What lurks behind the glitz and glamour of OnlyFans? In a digital age where instant gratification has become the norm, OnlyFans has emerged as a popular platform, promising fame, fortune, and a sense of community. But beneath this enticing allure, there's a shadowy underbelly that many choose to ignore. From manipulated algorithms to relentless exploitation, there's a side to this platform that doesn't make it to the limelight. Join us as we delve into the dark side of OnlyFans. Diving beneath the shiny surface of this social media giant, we find a myriad of stories shaded with exploitation and deception. Envision this, a platform that lures with the possibility of easy earnings for content creators. A space where anyone can convert their singular talents, from culinary artistry to personal fitness guidance, into a revenue stream. That's the facade that OnlyFans paints. But let's excavate a little further. Mental health professionals and sociologists have initiated research on the psychological impact of this platform, and their discoveries are surprising. Distinguished psychologist Dr. Jane Goodall elucidates, OnlyFans, although empowering for certain individuals, may inflict psychological trauma on others. The instant gratification from likes and follows, and the subsequent approval, can morph into an addiction. An addiction so compelling that numerous content creators get ensnared in a relentless cycle of churning out increasingly explicit content just to preserve their fan base. And when like ticker dips, that's the moment self-doubt and anxiety infiltrate. It isn't just the creators who bear the brunt. Their followers too can succumb to this addictive cycle. Social scientist Dr. Mark Robinson elucidates, the easy access and personal touch offered by OnlyFans can blur the demarcation between reality and fantasy for some users. This can foster unrealistic anticipations and unhealthy relationships. We have individuals like Sarah, who is ensnared by the false promise of fame and wealth by a scam artist posing as a talent scout, or James, who was swallowed by a maelstrom of debt while attempting to sustain subscriptions to multiple creators. It's merely entertainment, some may defend. It's a personal choice, others may insist. Indeed, it is a choice, but one that carries with it consequences, some of which aren't immediately visible. As we strip away the sheen, we commence to see OnlyFans in a different light. It's not simply a platform for content creation and consumption. It's a labyrinthine social habitat governed by its unique set of rules and dynamics with reverberations that ripple far beyond the digital sphere. This is the hidden reality of OnlyFans, a side often overlooked by many. Diving into the cavernous world of the OnlyFans platform brings us face to face with the unspoken narratives. Narratives that typically don't catch the public eye or even a word of recognition. These accounts shed light on the stark reality of the psychological and emotional strain associated with being a content producer on this platform. Picture yourself being thrust into an environment where your self-worth is gauged by your virtual popularity, measured in the likes, comments, and subscriptions you attract. It's an environment that demands unabated performance, validation, and exposure. An environment where you are perpetually on the stage, on duty, and under the microscope. It's an ecosystem that can be thrilling, undeniably, but also draining, alienating, and dehumanizing. We've had the privilege of speaking to numerous creators who have us with this shadowy facet of OnlyFans firsthand. Take Sarah, an individual in her 20s, who confessed that the unrelenting demand to constantly generate fresh and enticing content drove her to a state of persistent stress and burnout. Then there's James, who disclosed that the continual scrutiny and objectification he encountered on the platform stirred deep-rooted insecurities and self-doubt. And not to forget Emma, who unfolded how the platform's inherent nature and the ever-increasing demand to disclose more of herself left her feeling commoditized and devalued. Emma's account is especially striking as it underscores the treacherous path one may tread from being recognized as a human being with inherent worth and dignity to being perceived as a commodity. These experiences aren't isolated incidents. They embody the personal price that creators pay on a platform that monetizes intimacy, commodifies individuality, and often leaves its creators feeling drained, undervalued, and disenchanted. The temptation of swift monetary gains and internet fame is undeniably alluring. But when the balance is struck against the psychological and emotional burden it can impose, one must question if it's a worthy compromise. For creators like Sarah, James, Emma, and numerous others, the consensus is crystal clear. The personal cost outweighs the benefits. The personal toll is too steep for some, Is the popularity of platforms like OnlyFans only a symptom of larger societal issues? The of such platforms shouldn't be evaluated in isolation. It's important to consider the significant role our societal norms and expectations play in promoting these platforms. Let's dive deeper into this conversation. We live in a society that increasingly promotes instant gratification and the commodification of personal lives. And this is where platforms like OnlyFans find their niche. Such platforms are leveraging a culture obsessed with monetizing intimacy, transforming personal moments into public performances. But what does this tell us about ourselves as a society? Dr. Jane Goodall, a renowned sociologist, provides an insightful perspective suggesting these platforms aren't inventing new behaviors, but are in fact magnifying existing societal norms. She establishes that the demand for such content is driven by the same voyeuristic tendencies that propel reality television and celebrity culture. Dr. Michael Rosenthal, a psychologist focusing on digital behavior, adds another dimension to this discussion. He highlights the deeply ingrained societal pressures to attain financial success and status, leading individuals to monetize their personal lives for financial gain. So, should we hastily attribute the blame to OnlyFans alone? Or do we need to introspect as a society and scrutinize our own values and standards? As we wrestle with these questions, it's clear that the issue is more complex and extends beyond just one platform. It seems that the real problem lies not only with OnlyFans but within our society as a whole. So, what can we do to address these issues? As we've discovered, the dark side of OnlyFans is not just a simple matter of a controversial platform. It's an intricate web entangling unseen realities, human costs, and systematic problems. It's a mirror, reflecting the underbelly of our society, the parts we often gloss over or choose to ignore. To combat this, we need to foster a culture that promotes informed decision-making where individuals are fully aware of the potential risks and consequences. Moreover, we need stronger regulation and transparency from platforms like OnlyFans to ensure the safety and well-being of its users. But remember, change begins at home. We can start by having open conversations about these issues, breaking the stigma, and shifting our perspectives. We have the power to shape the narrative, to make a difference. The dark side of OnlyFans is a mirror to our society, and it's high time we took a good, hard look at our reflection.